3 easy steps to kickstart your revision and fitness studies in January. Hi, I'm Hayley from Parallel Coaching, and in this video we're going to explore everything you need to be able to get started easy and quickly on your revision inside the new year. Now, before we get going, make sure that you click the link that is with this video where you can download 3 mock questions and access those to test your knowledge on today's content. Also, if you haven't already, click subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you do so that you get more video content just like this. Now we're going to dive into these 3 quick, easy steps that are going to allow you to be able to really kickstart inside January. And this means you're going to be able to start your revision and you're going to be able to kickstart in your fitness studies, whatever that may be, whether you're working towards your worksheets, your case study, or your fitness exams. Now, in order to follow these, all you got to do is follow along to each simple step. Now, step number 1 is all about overwhelm, and you need to embrace the overwhelm. Overwhelm is one of the things that holds back probably the most amount of trainee FITPROs. And the reason for that is that people see it as a negative thing. They see it that because they feel overwhelmed, that they're not going to be able to move forward and they're not going to be able to achieve the things that they would really like to do. So instead of feeling overwhelmed as a negative thing, instead of seeing it as something that is going to hold you back, you want to use it as something that is positive. So overwhelm is actually defined as having something that is too large, having a goal that feels too big to be able to cope, having something that is so massive you actually don't know where to start. And that feeling of overwhelm builds up so that people actually end up not starting at all. And overwhelm often leads to procrastination. So we end up feeling rubbish about it. We've got this massive goal and we never start. And that's then followed by guilt and dread and then all the other emotions that start to follow. And that means that then the revision or the fitness studies never gets started, it never gets completed, and we end up feeling worse around it. However, overwhelm is not necessarily a bad thing, and I want you to see overwhelm as a good thing. It actually works like an alarm system because it tells our body, it tells us that it's actually something we really want. We're after something that we're interested in, we're passionate about. You actually really want to pass your fitness exam. You really want to complete your coursework. You really want to become a FITPRO and start working with these clients. And it's important to remember that this is the reason that you really want to do your fitness exam and your coursework and your studies. You're not doing it in order for anything else. You're actually very excited about the outcome, and that's why it can feel overwhelming. But this alarm system is great because it's actually the fuel to your fire. It allows you to feel excited about something. It allows you to know that you're working towards something you actually really want to achieve. So my first step for you is to embrace this overwhelm. If you feel overwhelmed right now, embrace it. Say, actually, this is a positive thing. It shows that I really want it. And the next couple of steps I'm going to give you are also going to help you fight that overwhelm and lay out a really clear plan ahead of you so you can actually start your studies. So let's go into step number 2. Step number 2 is to have a clear outcome goal. This outcome goal is going to give you a little bit of overwhelm because you're going to set a clear deadline and a clear focus. And what's really important here is your language. Instead of setting a goal that says, I'm going to try and achieve this, or I might aim towards, or maybe I'll get it done by the end of the year. Instead of being vague, I want you to be super specific, super clear, and really, really committed to your goal statement. So it's going to say something like, I'm going to complete my anatomy exam by the end of February, or I'm going to complete my coursework or my worksheets by the end of January, so that you have a very clear time frame and you have the language that says you are committed to it. Now, this is very important because if you start repeating things that show that you're maybe not as enthusiastic or you're not sure it's going to happen, it essentially isn't going to happen. It shows that you're not committed. We want to show full commitment, full outcome focus. So you're going to be very outcome focused. You're going to know exactly the day or the deadline that you're going to aim towards. And you're going to have it so it's measurable. So you know exactly when that's been achieved. Done my exam. I've physically done it. It's measured by the fact that you completed it. Your worksheet completion is measured by the fact that you handed it in and all boxes are completed. Make sure it's something that is very measurable and that is also very distinctive to you passing or moving forwards in your studies. So that's step number 2. Step number 3 builds on this, and we're now looking at taking it down and breaking it into clear process and performance goals. So this is about breaking it down. What we need to do here is to take that outcome goal that you've got, and you're going to break it down into some manageable and clear chunks. These manageable chunks are going to be the thing that you can focus on every single day or every single week or even every single revision session, so that you don't have to think about the big overwhelming outcome goal every single session that you sit down. This will keep you focused, and it will mean that it feels smaller and more bite-sized, and you're more likely to do it because it feels achievable. Now, all you need to do for this bit is look at what you need to achieve. So let's just say you have your anatomy exam in 8 weeks' time, and that's when the deadline is you've chosen. If you've got 6 modules of content, you basically want to be doing 1 module of content per week, and then you want to allow for a little bit of review at the end. So start structuring it down, break it down into small chunks that you can commit to completing. Then you can basically say, right, I've completed 1 module per week, and that's measurable because I can tick that off and say I've done that module. Or maybe you want to learn 1 muscle per day, and you literally break it down into saying, over the next 50 days, I'm going to learn 1 muscle every day, and therefore I'll be ready for my anatomy exam. Or I'm going to complete 1 question in my Unit 2 worksheet every single day or every single week. And you can give yourself some clear chunks that will allow you to get focused and also allow you to move towards that large outcome goal without ever thinking about it again. And it keeps you very focused on what you're doing. So these types of plans and revision timetables are actually very beneficial process goals to set in place. And a lot of people get confused as to what to put into these. They get very overwhelmed by all the different things that they need to include, or they don't know what the content is. So that's why inside our revision boot camps, we make it super, super clear and easy for you to follow, because we've already got the learning plans laid out for you. We've already got a 4-week learning plan and the 8-week learning plan that shows you exactly what you need to learn every single week. So you don't actually need to look at the whole thing. You've just got to look at your plan for the week. Then you can diarise your revision sessions, and you can get started straight away watching the video tutorials, downloading the audios, downloading the cheat sheets, and knowing that you're heading in the right direction to pass first time or next time. So if you're interested in finding out more about our revision boot camps, click the link that is with this video, and you will be able to find out everything that we have about our revision boot camps and what type of exam that is ready for, including your level 2 anatomy, level 3 anatomy, and also level 3 nutrition as well. Outside of that, if you've enjoyed today's content, make sure that you hit a little comment underneath and let me know what your big takeaway has been. And also let me know what your process goals are as you're now setting out your goals for January and going to get started straight away. Thank you for joining me for these 3 easy steps to help you kickstart your revision and your fitness studies inside January. Have a fantastic January ahead, and I wish you all the best. Take care.